All right, we are ready to start reading our folk tale for today. It's called The Singing Wagon, and it's retold by Joe Hayes. And if a story is retold, that means it's been heard before, it's been written before, but it's being passed down. And when that happens, sometimes the story changes, doesn't it? Like the Three Little Pigs and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Some of those stories have been retold and they've changed over time. So this one's called The Singing Wagon. There are three words that I want to talk about real quick. One is the word haul, and we talked about that yesterday. That means to carry or drag something. It's usually something that's heavy or kind of awkward, that's hard to move. Thicket is a small group of trees or bushes, and a lot of times they have pricky thistles on them and they hurt. But that's kind of what I think of when I think of thicket. But it's usually a group of branches that are like all tangled up together. And then the last word is embarrassed. And being embarrassed means to be ashamed of something. And one of our animals in the story is embarrassed about something. And so we'll find out what that is. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's our one picture. The Singing Wagon. Black Beetle Old Man and Black Beetle Old Woman lived on top of a small hill. In the valley below lived many other animals. One day, Black Beetle Old Woman wanted to bake bread, so she told her husband, "Go and get me some firewood to heat my oven." Black Beetle Old Man had a wagon with big wooden wheels that he used to haul wood. He went outside and took hold of the handles of the wagon with his two front legs, and with his other legs, he walked off, pulling the wagon behind him. The empty wagon was light, and the black beetle old man walked fast. The wooden wheels of the wagon rolled along silently. So I want to show you this picture here so you can kind of understand. Okay, he's holding it, pulling with his front legs, and then his back legs were doing the walking. Okay, so you can kind of get it in your head because that was kind of tricky. Black Beetle Old Man walked down the hill and over the river. He found many dead branches in the thicket near the river, and he broke them up for firewood. He filled his wagon and then started back towards home. Now, when the wagon was full, it moved slowly because it was heavy, and the wooden wheels squeaked as they rolled along. Ay, ay, ay. Tashina, 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 ay, ay, ay. Tashina, Tashina, Tashina. It almost sounded like a song. Black Beetle Old Man walked until he got close to a little hill below the house. Then he thought, "I'll never be able to pull that wagon up the hill all by myself. I'd better go find someone to help me." Coyote lived nearby, so Black Beetle Old Man walked off to Coyote's house and asked Coyote to help him. Together, Black Beetle Old Man and Coyote went to where the wagon load of wood was waiting. Coyote said, "Black Beetle Old Man, you pull the wagon from the front, I'll push the back." So they started out, and the wagon wheels began to squeak. Ay, 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 Tashini, Tashini, Tashini. Coyote said to himself, What a pretty song this wagon sings. I could dance to this music. Black Beetle Old Man huffed and puffed as he pulled the wagon, but instead of pushing the back of the wagon, Coyote danced along behind, lifting his knees high and singing, "Yah, yah, yah, teeny, teeny, teeny." When they got to the very bottom of the hill, Coyote called out, "Black Beetle, old man, wait! Don't pull your wagon up the hill yet. I want my friend Badger to learn the song your wagon sings. Push it back to where it was while I run and bring my friend." So while Coyote ran to Badger's house, Black Beetle Old Man pushed his wagon load of firewood back to where he had left it when he went to get Coyote's help. Just about the time he got to the spot, Coyote arrived with his friend. Black Beetle Old Man took hold of the handles of the wagon and started out again, while Coyote and Badger pushed from behind. Soon the wheels began to squeak. "Yah, yah, yah, teeny, teeny, teeny." Black Beetle Old Man huffed and puffed and sweated as he pulled the wagon. Coyote danced along, lifting his knees up high, and Badger bobbed his head from one side to the other and sang, "Ay, ay, ay, tahini, tahini, tahini." When they reached the bottom of the hill, Badger said, "Black Beetle, old man, wait! Don't pull the wagon up the hill yet. I want my friend Skunk to learn the song your wagon sings." Black Beetle Old Man pushed his wagon away from the hill again, while Badger padded off to Skunk's house. Black Beetle Old Man took the handles of the wagon again and started out. Coyote, Badger, and Skunk gave a shove from behind, and the wheels squeaked. "Ay, ay, ay, teeny, teeny, teeny." Black Beetle Old Man huffed and puffed and sweated and strained as he pulled the wagon. Coyote lifted his knees high as he danced. Badger bobbed his head from side to side, and Skunk waved his tail up and down. Everyone knows what happens when Skunk starts to wave his tail around. What happened? Coyote was the first one to stop singing. He fanned his paw in front of his nose. "Phew! I think I better leave. My wife will be wondering where I am." Then Badger turned his long nose away from Skunk. "Oh, I better go too. I was in the middle of digging a new hole when Coyote came to get me. I'd better go and finish the job." And Badger ran away. But Skunk knew the real reason why they were leaving, and he was embarrassed. Skunk went away too. So did you figure out what happened? Yeah, skunks spray, and they stink, 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 stink when they spray. Yeah, so that's what happened. But poor Black Beetle Old Man had to pull the wagon up the hill all by himself. When he got home, Black Beetle Old Man was finally able to sing the song himself. While he unloaded the wagon, he sang, "Ay, ay, ay, tahini, tahini, tahini." Black Beetle Old Woman came out and said, "Oh, that's a beautiful song you're singing. I wished we had a baby to sing it to." So Black Beetle Old Man and Black Beetle Old Woman made a little doll out of rags, and all evening long they sat and sang to it. Ai, 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 tahini, tahini, tahini. Finally, they both fell asleep. When they woke up the next morning, they couldn't remember the song. Since the wagon was empty now, it was no longer singing, and the song was forgotten. But someone must have remembered the song, because they still tell the story about it. And that is the end of the story. I will be right back.